Alrighty, so the screencast for today is going over the 2.2 Prince Henry the Navigator letter assignment. This is a 3-day assignment for 8th grade social studies, where what you're doing is you are examining the world of Henry the Navigator. You should have read Chapter 2, Section 1 by now in your textbook, and you should know that Henry the Navigator played a massive role in making Portugal a strong nation in the age of exploration. Remember, Portugal is eensy weensy teensy, but it had a really big impact. Some things to remember are that Henry established a school for navigation, and that school provided lots of resources to make Portugal a big power. So looking at today's assignment, what are you learning? As you learned, Prince Henry of Portugal established a school of navigation in the 1400s where he taught better methods of sailing and navigation. He also financed research for map makers and shipbuilders. He even paid for expeditions to explore the west coast of Africa. Obviously, Prince Henry needed to find people to teach, build ships, make maps, and explore. Who could do all that on their own? So this assignment today, you are going to play the role of a recruiter or a helper for Prince Henry. You are writing a letter from the audience or the perspective of someone who wants to get people to come to Portugal and be an explorer and to attend Prince Henry's school. So here's your to-do list. Step 1 is to read the instructions and examine the rubric for the writing assignment. This is a letter, which means you are writing a one-page, multi-paragraph assignment here. Don't worry, guys. I have provided a sample format for you to follow, that if as long as you follow it, you'll get the score you need. And then we're going to take a look at the rubric right now. So clicking on the click here to access the items, we've got the Explore for Portugal assignment background. So as you've learned, Prince Henry of Portugal established a school of navigation in the 1400s where he taught better methods of sailing and navigation. Portugal was a tiny nation, but it had a huge impact. He also financed research for map makers and shipbuilders. He even paid expeditions to explore the west coast of Africa. Obviously, Prince Henry needed people to teach, build ships, make maps, and explore. Who would do all that on their own? So our task for the next 3 days, remember this assignment is going to be due 3 days from now, which means Tuesday, September 15th, okay? So your task is to pretend you're in charge of recruiting, which means getting people to attend and help with Prince Henry's projects. You are writing a persuasive letter or creating an advertisement. We're just going to stick with the letter option, okay? Because we need to write. Inviting people to move to Portugal to staff Prince Henry's projects. Remember, we need to be persuasive because Prince Henry needs help. When I am saying the word persuasive, guys, it means that we are trying to convince. So you are trying to convince someone who wants to be an explorer that Henry's is the best place to be one at. So again, you're going to have 3 days to complete the assignment for class, and it's going to be due on Tuesday, September 22nd. But I have kind of created different steps for you to work on this to make sure that you feel comfortable and confident with what you're doing. So for the assignment for today, what you are doing is you are creating your notes page. But we'll get to that in a minute. Some other items, there will be project hangouts throughout the assignment. I would hate to leave anyone and make them feel like they are hanging without help. So I'm creating a hangout on Monday and on Friday. So today, September 11th, and on Monday, September 14th, there will be a hangout option available to every single 8th grader from 2 to 3 p.m. If you attend that hangout, show me your progress, and work with me for a moment, you will receive 2 bonus points. If you attend both Hangouts and show me your updated progress, and you've made progress between both of the meetings, you will receive 5 total bonus points just for attending and checking in with me. I'd say it's a pretty sweet deal. I'd really recommend looking into it. A little more on the assignment. Some things to include in the letter. Offers of financial assistance. So maybe if you attend Prince Henry's school, you will receive some financial help. Offers to conduct research. Maybe Prince Henry's school can help research an important project. Reasons as to why this is an exciting and exceptional opportunity. You can be creative here. Reasons why working with other experts is so important. Opportunities for new discovery and research, and why there is no reason to refuse. So these are just some of the many things you can include in this essay to convince your explorer to go to Portugal and work for Prince Henry. And you're going to use these following resources to help you complete the assignment for today. You're going to use your Holt book, Chapter 2, Section 1. Don't forget it. It's got the info you need. And then I've included 2 additional websites that you're going to use to complete today's assignment. Now, you can handwrite or type your letter. In fact, we're just going to type it because it'll be easier. But please make sure it is in the correct letter format. What that means is you need to be saying, "Dear Explorer," giving me your argument, and then ending it with, "Sincerely, insert your name here." And you're going to be graded using this rubric. And the assignment is worth a grand total of 30 points. You'll receive 12 points for completing your note sheet today, and then you'll get an additional 5 points for completing a rough draft and showing it to me tomorrow if you choose to submit it. So you'll be scored out of 10 on whether or not the student has a clear opinion or thesis, and I've given you some major starters for that, and support for opinion in your letter throughout the textbook, or the, and support for opinion in the letter throughout the book. So this means that you are backing up your opinion with facts. This means you are letting me know that you have read the required materials, and you're telling me why Prince Henry's school is truly exemplary, and why it's worth my time as an explorer to attend. And then you get 5 points for writing in complete sentences, and 5 points for writing it in the required letter format. And lastly, if you include the following items, you'll be scored out of 10 points. So, offers of financial assistance, offers to conduct research, reasons why this is exciting and exceptional, reasons why working with other experts is important, opportunities for new discovery and new research, and lastly, why there's no option to refuse. So you need to include these items, or perhaps more, in your letter. So again, grand total of 30 points going on here, guys. Looking back at the assignments for today. So we've taken a look at the rubric and how you're going to be scored and what you're working on. Let's take a look at the letter sample that I gave you here. In this letter sample, pull this up and use it to help you write. I don't want to hear anybody in this class say, "Mrs. Devlin, I don't know what you're talking about," when I say, "Oh, did you check out the format I made?" So start your letter with "Dear Explorer." The introduction paragraph comes first. This is where you let me know who you are. Mention that you are a representative from Henry's school and what resources Henry was known for. Take a look at Chapter 2, Section 1 to help you write your first paragraph. Make sure your paragraph ends with a thesis that mentions why the explorer should come to Portugal. And guys, what I am doing here is I am giving you your thesis starter. And your thesis starter is, exploring for Portugal is a great idea because... and then you have to fill in that because. This needs to be the last sentence in your introduction paragraph. Again, your thesis statement is your last sentence in your introduction paragraph. Then we've also got the body, and this is where you tell me why it is a good idea to explore for Prince Henry. Include all of the details and offers and items that you learned about from completing your research. And in your conclusion, you are summarizing your ideas here, guys. So it's okay to start this conclusion off with, "In conclusion, it's a great idea to come to Portugal," as long as you tell me why it's a good idea to come to Portugal. Remember, you need to convince me, which means you need to make it known that this is the best opportunity for me as an explorer. Don't forget, because we're writing this letter or this assignment as a letter, you need to end your letter with a thank you or a sincerely or something like that, and then end with your name. So that is the sample letter. So your assignment today, guys, is to complete a note sheet on Henry the Navigator in this era and time. So you're going to use this worksheet to help you take notes for your Henry assignment. This notes page is due today, Friday, September 11th. You need to visit all of these resources and create at least 4 bullet points from each site in order to get full credit on today's assignment. So again, you are visiting these 3 resources, and you are telling me some interesting things that you've learned about Prince Henry. So you're going to take a look at the textbook, which is section 2 or chapter 2, section 1. And then I've included 2 websites about Henry the Navigator. You are to visit all 3 of these resources and take notes using this notes page. You need to submit this notes page in the digital Dropbox for today's lesson in order to receive full credit on your work for today. So once you've done that, you have one last assignment part for today, and I believe that that last assignment part is to examine the sample persuasive letter that gives us a little more information here on how to write a letter that makes sense. So here's just another additional resource I'd really recommend you consider as you're writing your letter. So again, use the sample format to help you. Use the sample letter that I included in today's lesson, and you're submitting your notes page in the digital Dropbox to receive full credit. Please know there's a hangout from 2 to 3 p.m. today. Go ahead and attend it and show me your progress. You have to come with progress in order to receive credit for attending. You can't just be like, "Hi, Mrs. Devlin, I want the points, I'm here." No, you need to have started the assignment before you come, okay? So I'll see everybody at the hangout from 2 to 3 today and get started on that notes page beforehand, all right? Good luck. Call me, email me anytime today.